Good evening, YouTube. Welcome back to Play the Hits. This is Super Mario RPG, and Max, I feel about 5 pounds lighter after that urination.
Wow.
I mean, I don't just
urinating.
I don't just overreact to bad news about my health. I go into full-blown panic mode. Which is kind of ironic when you consider that I fully am committed to the Christian teaching of the resurrection and eternal life, right? You know, what do I have to fear? But my like lizard brain is just like, nope.
Oh, no,
we're going to die now.
That's just how the brain works.
Yeah.
Cling to life and all that.
And I think a large part of it too, like ever since I had kids, I try to take better care of myself. I'm just not very good at it. Oh man, this is gonna be a long fight, isn't it?
The cravings for shit food are real, and especially when you don't want to go to sleep when you're supposed to.
It's like, yeah, I could go to sleep, or I could, you know, spend an hour on YouTube watching old Play the Hits videos.
Right. Like, I know if I worked a PM shift, like, it would be healthier for me. I don't like doing that. I don't like working. I'm not a morning person, but I also hate waiting around to work all day.
Yeah.
So I really can't do it. But that means I have to wake up real early, and I have to wake up real early, like 4:30 early, which sucks. And I'm not someone that likes going to bed at 9 o'clock. You know, 10 o'clock or later usually for me.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I've always been more of a night owl. Like, in my perfect world, I would be asleep from 2 to 10 every day.
Yeah.
That's like my natural sleep cycle.
For me, my natural sleep cycle would probably be, like 12 to 7:30 or 8 o'clock.
I gotcha.
But, nope, can't work out that way.
Nope.
Until it almost does on the weekends, and then it fucks you up Monday morning.
Holy hell!
Did that even hurt him?
HP does this guy have? This is one of those things where he has to be killed by magic, but he still has a shitload of HP. Well, I'm just gonna blow all my magic right now.
Yeah, just do it.
Trying to find out, yeah. Oh, shit. Die, damn you.
What's with the Goombas, though?
Yeah, what's their deal?
They're, like, surprisingly adept as well. They're just gonna, like, avoid things.
Yeah.
They're,
slap a Goomba.
Going like fucking Frieza. Just avoiding everything you throw at them.
Seriously, though. I'm getting my ass kicked in this fight. There better be a damn good reward at the end of this.
So how's work been going for you?
Not bad. This is, of course, Holy Week, so I am going to be super busy starting tomorrow.
But, when did you learn the...
Oh, for God's sake.
The super fireball.
I don't know. I better unlearn it, though. That was pathetic. Wow. We are bone dry here.
This thing's going to kill you, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is actually going to kill me. Are you jostling your microphone around?
I did a little bit.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, there go the Goombas. I guess we're using a honey syrup. Alright, so Super Flame did nothing, but Super Jump seemed to wreck his shit pretty good.
Yeah. So don't burn the wooden box. Jump on it, obviously.
Yeah, clearly. Be stupid. Okay, that works. Wow. That's... Oh, hello.
Oh, hello, money.
Except money is really not that hard to come by in this game.
That's true. You've maxed out on money already before.
I guess is HP.
I guess HP, yeah.
Who gives a shit though? It's Mallow, we're not using him. If I am gonna use him, I'm gonna bring him in for magic.
It's for his moves, yeah.
Yeah, right. I just got something called the safety badge. What is that? Let's find out.
For poison, I think?
I seem to remember that being something kind of good.
Oh, really? Let's see.
Great item, bad smell. Alright.
Yeah, the amulet's super good. Mutant poison. Okay, so not that great. The amulet is good for almost the rest of the game, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's a good accessory.
I'm not too worried about Bowser's speed. Is that wrong?
Nah, I think you're good.
Let's check out their stats here. Mario's speed. 20. Why are there 2 speed stats?
Where's the other speed stat?
20 and then 15 below it.
Oh. And then there's...
Those are 15, 15.
I mean, for attack and defense, I'm assuming that's when you perfect time things. But the speed, I have no idea.
Well, the way I assume it is the top number, like for attack, that's what it is by default, and then 132 is with equipment.
Oh, okay.
But then speed, his default is 20, but it's down to 15 with...
Do things encumber you? Like,
could be.
That'd be weird. I always thought for some reason in Final Fantasy IV, the original like SNES game, those symbols, there's the sword, there's a shield, and then there's that black ball.
Oh yeah, it was magic attack.
It's magic defense.
Oh, it's
I think
magic
it's
defense.
Magic defense. And as a kid, I always assumed it was a cannonball, and it meant it was slowing you down. And no one ever told me that, but I was just so sure that there would be like some of the best items in the game, and that cannonball stat would go up. I'd be like, nope, I'm gonna stick with what they have right now. I don't want to be slow.
Dude, you were a stupid kid.
Yo, my God, I really thought it was just like, I don't want this bin. I'm gonna stick with their leather dress.
I love you, Max.
Hey, I started playing FF4 at a very young age.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you introduced it to me, and I was in the 3rd grade.
Yeah, I was literally like 7 when I was playing.
Because there was no ATB gauge in that game, I used to just like sit there like yelling at the TV because like, why won't you guys attack? You're letting all these monsters walk all over you. And no one's gonna be...
Same what I would do.
Like, why can't I just attack instantly? Completely not understanding the concept of an RPG.
Of an RPG, yeah. It was one of the first RPGs you played, right?
It was the first.
I remember. I
I told you about my horrible experience with Dragon Quest 3 and 4, right? Where I had the chance to get them.
Yeah, you did. I was gonna say Dragon Quest 1, or I guess Dragon Warrior, was the first RPG I played. Really? Let's see, that and Crystallis, Final Fantasy.
Oh yeah, I guess if you're counting
Xanadu,
like those overhead action RPGs as RPGs, then I guess Zelda would be the first one that I ever played. A Link to the Past.
So I don't know, because like Zelda didn't really have the stats like some of the other bird's eye view whatever adventure games.
Right.
Like some of them had leveling and stats and stuff. Zelda didn't, but it was. So I always consider most of the Zelda games like just adventure games.
Yeah, I can see that. It's a fine line,
though. As RPGs, and especially these days, the line is just gone.
Yeah,
like everything has
there's
RPG
games that
elements.
are like, yeah, right. There's action games with stats, you know. So wait, is it an RPG or is it still an action game?
And the fact is, like, if they don't have stats, then you're like, wait, what the fuck? This game's stupid. There's no progression.
There's no progression. How do I know how far I've come? Yeah.
Like RPGs literally invented progression in that sense, you know.
Yeah, pretty much.
When with an open world, I mean, there's a story that progresses, but with these open world kind of games that are a little more free now, there's no sense of progression in your character unless you have the RPG elements of like leveling and learning things.
Right.
So yeah, they did they blurred the line with that, and I feel like unless it's a super traditional, either JRPG or like a freaking Baldur's Gate, Elder Scrolls type game, then it's not really.
Oh, you cut off there for a second.
The heat kicked on.
It's not really what?
It's not really an RPG anymore.
I probably could have filled in that blank, but...
And yet everything has RPG elements.
Right, yep. It's an interesting time for games, because, like, during the PS3 era, I feel like it was the goal of every single game to step as far away from, like, tradition and RPGs as humanly possible. And now,
I would agree with that.
We've kind of come full circle. Like, everything had to mirror Call of Duty. Like, even Final Fantasy 13, like, the developers admitted that a large part of their development philosophy in making that game was to try to make it more direct and action-packed, like a Call of Duty game.
Yeah, you could see that. And there was good and bad parts to that. I mean, I think
Mostly bad, but yeah.
it was a phase of experimentation that the industry had to go through.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of developers learned a lot from it, because I think about the good, and yeah, when you say mostly bad, I tend to agree that it was just a time. I look back at the games, and there's a lot of good games, but most of them were just like what I look for in games anymore.
Right.
You know, but I think the PS3, Xbox 360 era ended up being like the era of like set pieces, making a game look like a movie, making it look like, oh, there's this big thing going. And
so you're cutting off quite a bit because I think because of the heater.
Now the heater.
Yeah.
The best examples of that are like, think about the Uncharted games. Those are great games.
Yeah, they are.
But
it's definitely a lot of
makes
spectacle.
you feel like you're in your action, like you're the star of an action movie.
Yeah, for sure. But you're right. There's a ton of spectacle in those games, which is kind of ambitious for a console like the PS3, because it's only 10 years later, and we look back on it, and the graphics are, for some games, are still good, but they've definitely aged. And now you kind of look at it as like, oh man, why were they showing off like this? And it's the same with the PS2 as well. Like, 3D just had never been realized in that way before. And so they wanted to show it off as much as they could. Never thinking there would come the day when it would look terrible.
It wouldn't look that good, yeah. What's great about this generation is it wasn't a huge leap forward.
Right.
Perfectly. It was more like, okay, we do have power, we got more things we can do. They're still going to look good. What else can we do? How far can we stretch this? And can we just start telling the stories we want to tell?
Exactly.
And have the freedom to do what we want to do.
That's exactly right. Like, this generation has been less about like tremendous spectacle games and more about like refining the elements of what makes a good game. And I'm really glad for that, because you're right. We do see a lot of interesting experimentation in this generation that we didn't see before, and like combining genres. Like you said, everything is an RPG now, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, because
it's not.
They retain their identities as games, but at the same time, they have, like, for instance, the newest God of War. Like, you look at the first God of War games, and they were cool spectacle games for their time, but they were very by the book, beat 'em up action style. Yeah. And now you look at God of War, and it's a completely different thing than it was just a generation ago.
Experimentation, and I know.
Oh, I think you said. Hold on a second. I think you said an entire sentence that got cut out. You came in on experimentation.
Oh, there is more experimentation.
Yeah.
These days, and that it was. Yeah, you think about like God of War was formulaic in a way that, like, okay, these types of games work, and these first-person shooters work, and the God of War type games work, and AAA games are more expensive to make, but I do feel like the single-player narrative is coming back, and
in a big way, yeah.
And then indie games are experimenting like crazy, just kind of weird stuff coming out.
Well, and they're bringing back like genres that have long been dormant. Like, did you see that there's a new Streets of Rage coming out?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's basically just everything that you remember, but with like really, really high def sprites.
That's cool.
So that is going to be cool.
And again, they're not so focused on being like, oh, how can we crank the PS4 so that it looks like the most lifelike? It's like, no, you can do a lot of things with that power. You can go full blown artistic.
Yep.
With and it's going to look great. So they're
Which
not
is something
as
you're
obsessed.
seeing with a lot of games. It's more about the art direction than it is the graphical fidelity, because at this point, it's actually kind of the easier option to just tweak the Unreal Engine and make a photorealistic looking game.
Yeah, I get it.
Now, if you can get creative with that and like experiment with like really crazy colors or lighting, or better yet, tie those things into the gameplay, then you've got something really memorable.
Yeah. And it's also like games that came out 2-3 years ago, they're updating them sometimes to make them look better.
Yeah,
which is, it doesn't take, not to diminish anything that these people are doing, but once they kind of build their system, or if they're like renting out like Unreal or something, it doesn't take a whole lot to kind of be like, okay, we can update this, we can make it
Yeah.
look better. And again, it's not just glossing it over and making it look prettier, but it does seem like it's something that they're able to do, and it's to them to do now, so they're doing it.
Right.
Witcher 3 had like a 4K patch or something.
It did.
A few months ago, didn't it?
About a year ago, actually.
That game came out like in late 2015. Like, that's nuts.
Yeah. And the fact that they did still update it, and like after the game had already been out for well over a year, when the third DLC pack came out, and they just decided to completely redo the menus to make it more manageable. That was awesome.
I do remember that. Yeah, I got into it like...
Here's Johnny.
It was like 5 or 6 months before they redid the menus. And I had to get used to the new menus. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it was a departure. Remember, I'd played through the entire game with the old menus, so...
Yeah. But
now,
the new menus are much better.
Does he call more if I kill them?
I don't think so.
Okay, because I'm going to kill him. Oh, shit.
Yeah, these guys are a lot stronger than their opponents.
Yeah, tell me about it.
There we go.
Oh! Okay, at least their physical attack isn't terrible.
No.
Except for Peach! Holy crap. But, this is a pretty by-the-books fight. If I just keep attacking and doing group hug, I think we're in good shape.
Yeah.
Okay, but the attacks have to land, Chris. There we go.
So... Addie was actually asking. We were at Starbucks this morning, and she was asking me, "Okay, what do you think is the best system within the last 10 years?" And I'm like, "Well, this is the only generation that's come out within the last 10 years." She's like, "No. Okay, so what about just starting with the whole Wii, PS3, 360 era? What do you think?"
This
and
generation is so much better.
It's like, I mean, PS4, and obviously it's the whole generation. It's like, I mean, PS4. And this generation in general has kind of ushered in the second age of gaming.
It really has. I agree.
Just a golden age. There's been so many good stories, so many good games that would go into my top 10 games of all time. That it's easily there's 5 games I can think of that go into my top 20. It's such a good time to be a gamer.
Yeah.
But
and there's also been this renaissance of the classics too. Every big developer right now, Sega, Sony, and Nintendo, are releasing classic versions of their systems. Which, for Sony, not so great, but for Nintendo, it seems like the new Sega Genesis Mini is going to be pretty cool too.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I mean, it's obviously there's the market for it. People want to do that, but even just the old genres,
you're right,
platforming games, Mega Man 11 would not have been as successful, I feel like, 6, 7, 8 years ago.
Dude, have you played Mega Man 11 yet?
Just the demo.
Okay,
I have it. I literally have the game.
We need to get you an Elgato, because that would be a freaking fun one to do together. Alright, Mario versus Johnny.
Mario?
We're fucking doing this.
Do it.
I like how you don't have the option to disagree. No.
It's an interesting thing.
Yeah, it is. Alright, we're okay. We're gonna be just fine.
Then I started thinking, because we started talking about the Wii, and it was the Wii is interesting. There's a lot wrong with the Wii.
Yeah.
and there was, aside from the Galaxy games and a few others, there wasn't a whole lot of great games for the Wii. But at the same time, I do remember when I first bought it, and it kind of felt revolutionary, that, okay, I have Twilight Princess, this game is awesome, I'm loving it. And at the same time, it had the virtual console. The 360 obviously was doing arcade games. They called it the Xbox Live Arcade or whatever it was called.
I remember that, yeah.
They were doing that first, and they were Geometry Wars and not much else. These small games, because they had that 50 megabyte limit at first until Symphony of the Night, they upped it for that game.
Oh, yeah.
But
I forgot all about that.
And then they started doing bigger games after Symphony of the Night. But the Wii brought the games that you cared about, that you actually wanted to play. It's just okay, you're playing Twilight Princess. Everything's cool with this game, but now you can go on this cute little store with this cute little menu music, and you can get, Mario 64. You can get A Link to the Past. You can get fucking Sonic the Hedgehog because we got Genesis on here
on a
too.
Nintendo system, finally,
And
yeah.
it was that did feel
Oh
crazy.
man, Chris, I didn't need to use that mushroom, but that's okay.
So that was kind of, you killed Johnny.
I was just gonna say, what's great about this is that you watch him die and then explode into a pile of money. Hey.
Nice. Wow. Yeah, taking the thinking out of it.
Oh man, I really wish I would have
That's
doubled my
it was
XP on
experience.
that would have been huge. 88. Oh, come back.
Oh, there you go. You got life. Oh, holy crap. With her HP.
Shit. You know, I kind of think I want to do that. Just because
The
her HP is
9
so
HP.
low.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, see, Johnny, I watched you die. What the hell? I smell a rat, Johnny.
You fight with honor. It's just, are those your dying words, Johnny?
Almost
sure I
broke
killed
his
you
sweat
just
there. Yeah. It's like a One Punch Man sort of thing. Where he was never in any danger. He was just fucking with me. The radiation from this star is going to kill Mario.
Is this star number 5? This is star number 5, isn't it?
I should really close my mouth. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, see,
Damn.
we're practically in the end game, Max.
We're getting there. Cloud City, or you gotta go to like Land's End next. It's like the next big thing, I think.
Yeah. Johnny just stares out the window. You must have really wanted that star. I was gonna eat that star. Would have been the first time I ate in years. Just thinking about it. A single tear cascades down his face as you leave his office. Actually, wait, what's that called? Like,
Boing.
A captain doesn't have
galley?
an office. What does he have? Is it a galley?
It's not the galley.
Now, if I go back to Seaside
Galley
Town,
something.
I automatically
Something
have to fight
happens.
that guy, right?
Not automatically.
I'm gonna go back to a different town.
Go
though,
somewhere else to save.
Yeah, and save and rest up first.
Not a
Just 'cause
bad
I-
idea.
Just because I don't trust it. Alright, you. Give me your cheapest room. And your filthiest prostitute. Take that toad right there. Sir, that's me son. Don't care. I'm Mario.
I have money. He's mine
Mario.
now.
Mario gets what Mario wants. What a horrible man. Oh, so let's see here. In the last hour, we've discussed Notre Dame. We've discussed the Star Wars trailer. We've discussed the history of gaming. What else you got this week, Max?
Well, work has been something. It wasn't too bad today, but Friday, oh my god. It was like a 11.5-hour workday. It's just, sometimes it's feast or famine where I'm at, you know? It's,
Speaking of
could be a-
feast, when are you coming down to Bloomington to visit?
Oh, Bloomington, I don't know, but we gotta talk about Lake Erie at some point.
Oh,
see.
shit, that's right. I've really got to... So if you and Addie are down for that, I will make that reservation.
Oh,
Hello?
did I lose you? Okay.
You must have. So if you and Addie are down for that trip, I will make that reservation within like the next week or two here.
Well, I know Addie can't make it just because of the days that it is. She can't do the vacation time.
Oh, I
But-
gotcha.
Yeah, so if you had to get like another room or another accommodation, I'd say don't worry about it. I'd feel terrible to put you out for like 3 days because I'd only be able to do it for like Wednesday, like basically Wednesday night onward.
No, that'd be cool. I mean, I know
if-
Connor would love it.
Yeah, if it's the same exact accommodations, like I could sleep on a couch or something like that, then yeah, I'm all for it. So, or I don't know, but we'll figure it out. We can discuss it some more.
Yeah, let me get back to Sarah, and then we'll figure out the room sitch.
All right.
Situation.
Yes. Aside from that, was that yesterday? Yeah, Addie beat Tetris Effect yesterday, as far as like
nice.
the straight up journey mode on normal.
There's a journey mode in Tetris now.
Oh my god, it's pretty
So see,
trippy.
that's what we were just talking about. Everything is now an RPG. That's awesome.
Everything old is new again. Tetris Effect that's a game you want to just like get into an altered state of mind and then just chill
Just want to
with
smoke a lot of pot and play Tetris. Blade, that's who this is. Oh wait, no, Yardovich. I have to fight first. And then I don't remember Yardovich being too bad. Yuridovich?
I remember he could give me trouble.
I think we'll be fine.
Starting here, some of the bosses got a little hard. I remember Blade and the Axiom.
You actually had to put thought into them, yeah.
Yeah.
But now after this, we're going up to Cloud City, aren't we?
Yep.
Awesome.
I never had a party other than Bowser and Peach. Like, the first time I ever played this, it just seemed like the obvious choice.
Yeah, and there's really no reason to have anyone else. I love the music here. Boom. I'm pumped, Yardovich. Let's go. And you know, the other thing about this game, there's no real buffs or anything to stack. It's not like... It's basically just get at a high enough level and watch your HP. Oh,
yeah. Holy crap.
You were kidding.
Wow.
You were kidding. Oh, damn. Yuridovich, he's not fucking around. My God. Think I should jump on him?
Yeah, do the jump.
Let's jump on him.
I feel like super jump is like always going to be better.
Yeah.
As long as you can get like 10 jumps out of it or something.
Nope.
Yeah, shit. Well, maybe not.
All right. Basically, we're just gonna heal every round.
But it's also like, if you didn't have Peach, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna like use for those kind of group attacks? Are you gonna use like Caracolas or something all the time?
Bust out Mallow? Wow, that jump was really good.
Mallow. Ew, yeah.
Ew.
I guess it would either be Mallow or Peach, and I'd rather have kind of the... Well, see, that's the thing. Mallow's like healer / special moves, and Peach is like healer / attacker.
Right.
She's not a bad attacker.
No, she's decent.
And her healing's better.
Yeah. Her healing is practically broken.
Yeah.
Like right now, like it's just this back and forth, and I'm just gonna take him out. That's right. Oh shit, that's right.
Yeah.
Now he ups the ante a little bit. Now, which one's is there a tell for the fake one? Or is it not that it's fake? It's just you have to.
No, there is a fake one, but it's okay because even if you're killing the real one, then eventually you'll kill him. But you really want to go after the fake one first because he's weaker, and then there is a tell. No,
wait. So that one only did 37.
It's the defense. I think the one with the higher defense
is the one that I want to take down first.
I think it's the real one.
Oh, that's the real one.
I think the one you can hurt a lot is the one you want to take down.
All right.
If I remember this correctly. Jeez.
Oh dear God. No, Bowser. Why didn't it reset to the default? My God. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. Right?
Yeah.
Right, Max?
It'll be good.
Oh!
Unless that's the one with the... You know what?
Nope.
I think maybe the bottom one... See, God. I'm trying to remember this game.
Peach.
I wonder if it is the bottom one that's the fake one, because he's doing the weird attacks where he's taking his head off. And I don't think the top one's going to do those attacks.
Doesn't matter.
Well, doesn't even matter. Nothing matters.
Nothing really matters. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, Max. Good God. Yeah, so basically this is the strategy, just spam Peach's heals.
Yeah, and then you got your two heaviest attackers.
Oh no, wait a minute. Now my physical attack is doing jack.
Yeah, but I don't think there's any craziness to that.
Well, is there a reason that got switched?
I don't know. But I don't think your magic's gonna... Well, you could try it. Let's see.
Not with Bowser, I can't. Give it a shot. Kill him, Mario. He deserves it. Nope. Jack shit.
Yeah, it's taking about the same as it was.
Just keep working him over.
Yeah. Hey, so... You guys have Netflix, right?
Yes.
Have you seen this show, Ugly Delicious?
I have not.
It is... I don't usually watch a lot of... It is. I mean, it's like we've gotten to the habit of like watching it while we're eating. A friend introduced me to it, and it's such a good show. It's I usually don't watch food shows, and this one is not like a competition show or anything like that. It's basically this Korean chef who has a few friends, and every episode he focuses on a type of food, and he'll go to different parts of the world and see how they do it. And because it's usually like some kind of global food or that a lot of different cultures can appreciate.
Yeah.
And he'll tackle like some tough issues surrounding it. Like he has a fried chicken episode, because they do fried chicken all over the world, and he tackles like the racial issues around it in America,
Oh, really?
and he'll ask the questions that most people are like really uncomfortable talking about.
Right. God damn it.
Or talking about, he has like a fried rice episode, and he uses it as an episode just to talk about Chinese food in general, and how French food is appreciated as like, high-end cooking and the best food in the world, when Chinese food is very sophisticated, but in America it's seen as a very cheap food.
Right, yeah.
And
For sure.
yeah, he has a pizza episode. There's a taco episode, which is obviously my favorite.
Max, I'm trying not to eat myself to death, and you're making me very hungry.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. Go
But
on.
it's it's actually a really smart show. You should check it out.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Oh boy, this guy's.
And
a
you should
dick.
also check out High Score Girl if you haven't. I think I've told you to check that one out before.
Is that
it's
the
a fun one.
the anime where he plays a bunch of games that we know
Yep.
and love? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, mostly about fighters, but kind of about arcade culture in general, but also gaming culture, because he gets in big in the consoles and stuff as well.
Right.
It's funny because the main character, it always seems to be choosing like the loser consoles, almost like you can call them.
That's funny.
He was big into the TurboGrafx 16 and eventually got a Super Nintendo much
Dude,
later.
the TurboGrafx 16 though had some really good fighters, didn't it?
It had some good games in general. It was
Like that
just
was the King of Fighters like breeding ground, right?
King of not King of Fighters, but
What am I
the
thinking
Neo Geo.
Neo Geo is King of Fighters. Okay.
Oh my god, the Neo Geo was like $650.
Oh my god.
Well, with inflation, it's like $1,000 or something. It was a stupid expensive system.
That's insane.
Dude, this guy.
Yeah,
How
he
much
does not wanna
HP does
die.
he have? Yeah, I remember this being a shitty fight, but again, you're good with Peach. Like,
Yeah, like I said, as
you'll
long
be
as-
fine. It's just annoying.
there
Yeah,
he
there he
goes.
is. He's dead.
As long as you just keep
He's
spamming
not going
those
back
heals,
to anyone.
we're good.
But yeah, you probably have like 999 coins at this point.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're good on money. I guess Gino's HP's going up.
But yeah, then it follows him through, elementary school, middle school, and high school, basically.
Uh-huh.
And around high school, because this kid would have been like 38 today, so he's
That's
he's got a few years on it. But oh yeah, you go to the shed. But what is it? So around that time when he's in high school, PlayStation, all those systems comes out, and he gets a
Yeah.
Saturn. And it's just like, of course he fucking gets a Saturn.
Right. Oh my god.
But it's a good show.
Saturn. Dude,
And
as much as...
yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, a lot of the show is dedicated to just watching them play the games, and they recorded it by actually having people play these games.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and one of the episodes, it's like the 12th episode, they just do the boot screen of the PlayStation,
Yeah.
and this is the main character seeing it for the first time because he's
Right.
borrowing the system from someone, and he's like, "Oh my god, this is so epic!" I'm like, "Yeah, it is," and they run it through. They do the whole.
Oh, you cut
Like-
off there.
Oh,
They do the
I
whole
probably-
what?
the whole sound where when you first turned on any game on the
Yeah.
PlayStation, it always had to go through the 30 seconds of the THX type
Yeah, right.
thing,
I kind of miss that with modern consoles. Like, you turn on the PS4 and it just goes bong, and that's it. You're right there.
It's very sophisticated. It's very subdued, but I kind of do miss the whole, this is the PlayStation,
you're about to get fucked. Do it. Play the game. My favorite one was like the GameCube. You know, that do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Oh, yeah, that was cute.
I was like, oh, yes. Next gen Nintendo, baby.
I was so upset when we got an Xbox, and when you booted up the system, it wasn't what it was in the commercials. When you saw the Xbox commercials, it was that crinkly, like the ground opening up.
Oh, it was like you were in the inside of a generator or something like that.
Oh, inside of what?
Like a nuclear reactor or something like that. I think I remember what you're talking about.
Oh, when you actually booted up the system, it was some kind of boring, screen. It was interesting, but I kind of figured, why would they not, when you first boot up the system, have the ground opening up with the green X? You know, it's like that would have been perfect. So
the PlayStation 2's was really memorable too. Like all of the columns, the square columns, depending on how many games you had to save for.
Oh,
that was kind of neat.
And they put their thing kind of like the PlayStation 1. They put it before the game, so you'd boot up the game.
Right.
But it would just be a quick PlayStation 2.
True.
Like, very quick.
Well, and if your disc reader was starting to go bad, then you'd be sitting there for a little longer. You remember that?
Yeah. My PS2 started doing that, yeah, for sure. And taking forever to load any game.
Yeah, that was a problem. Mushroom Boy shop. Hey, I'm the Mushroom Boy!
Oh, yeah. God, I forgot all about this. This is actually kind of fun.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about this guy. Here you go.
He only does regular mushrooms.
Oh, yeah. You're a fucking liar, Mario.
So it's kind of like, really? We're not getting a bigger sack. That's never going to happen, so...
Right, so you're just going to have to wait for a really long time, kid.
And not get rid of mushrooms when you get them.
So now if I buy one of these, can I go give it to him?
Yeah.
Alright. I have 999 coins, so I'm not worried about wealth. Alright, eat this. Hey, far out. Munch, munch, munch. He just gets really, really high and starts talking nonsense. Man, fucking liberals. He's really conservatives, but he loves mushrooms.
It's like, you're just feeding this guy.
Thanks for the snack. Wait, so now what? You want a mid-mushroom? Fuck you.
No, only regular mushrooms. And then seriously, it's only 1 out of every 5 or so will be special.
It's something that he really enjoys? Okay.
Yeah, but I think he gives you stuff.
Right. What do you got? Oh, hey, upgrades.
Hey, more stuff. Troopa and Knock Knock. I think Knock Knock is what you want.
That's Gino. No, that one's only 20. This is 90. Yeah.
That's weird.
So now, does Bowser get an upgrade here? Chomp Shell. I feel like I already had that.
No, I think you had a Chomp.
Are these all downgrades?
Some of them are downgrades.
These may all be downgrades. Let's check it. Let's check this shit out here. We got the Masher. Nope.
Oh, it's the exact same.
Ah, I like the timing of the shells better anyways.
Alrighty.
Okay, that's a definite upgrade. Okay, so Hurley Gloves with Bowser, 128. Let's see here.
Yeah, the Chomp Shell is new, because he had a Chomp before.
Is it? Yeah, it's not like it's gonna hurt me if we're wrong. Here you go, Bowser. Yeah, no, okay, that's a downgrade. That's alright. Let's sell weapons. That's alright. Why am I saving the happy shirt?
Because it's a happy shirt.
Not anymore. Because
it's
you know what makes me happy? Money. Right,
I feel like
that's it.
Have you ever owned a Knock Knock shell?
I don't know. We don't have to use Mallow coming up, do we? There's not a point where you're forced to use him, correct?
I don't think so. I get it because of where you're going, but I don't think so.
Got that. Wow, they really are stiffing Bowser out here.
Yeah.
Alright.
Wow.
Guess that's it.
Alright. Am I making that up with the Knock Knock shell? Because that was cheap, wasn't it? It's cheaper than the Trooper shell by far.
Maybe it's just like if you didn't get the hammer in Booster's Tower, that catches you up.
Okay.
Beetlebug price list.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that's really sexist. Piece of crap females are only 1 coin. I really don't. I am not interested, friend. Or should I be interested? Is that something?
No, I think it's just a way to get quick money. Well, really, it's a way to get frog coins.
Oh, okay. Not exactly.
I don't think there's anything to it.
No, wait, doesn't this douchebag come up and take me to Cloud City here? Am I remembering that wrong?
No, you got to go to Land's End and you climb your way to Cloud City over the course of like an hour.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to Monstro Town and everything. Man. Well, we'd best save, shouldn't we?
Yeah, that's right. Cloud City is still... It's not a ways away, but, you know, it'll take some time.
Yeah, we'll make this work. That sunken ship took way longer than I would have guessed.
Yeah, the sunken ship takes a while. Here we go.
Here it is.
This is like one of the final screens.
You're right. Oh, hey, what do you know? There was a save point right here. Would it be hilarious if you're remembering wrong and Land's End is like really short? Do you have to go underground?
And Land's End? To get to Monstro Town, wait a second.
Land's End isn't that long.
No. I remember climbing up a vine to get to the Cloud City, but then there's the whole temple in Monstro Town too. So what comes first?
That's a good question. We've entered a part of a game that I actually don't remember all that well.
That's all jumbled up in my head. Because I feel like you get the Cloud City is like one of the last things. You go to the Grumble, or you go to the volcano right after that.
Right, but hopefully by then we will have Mario's broken secret weapon.
Yeah.
Because you can get that like immediately after Cloud City, right? Am I remembering that right?
So, what's that?
You can get Mario's like ultimate weapon immediately after Cloud City.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. You got to do some stuff, and there's a lot of
you gotta do side questing, but
you don't have to go forward in the story to get it. Yeah, pretty sure you're right. Yeah, maybe this leads to the pipes that go down to the temple that lead to Monster Town.
Yeah, that's what it is, right?
But then what's after that? At some point, it's you're going up.
You're right.
So what do they call that if that's not Land's End? There's a different name for it.
Maybe there's a different way to get to Monster Town that we're not thinking of.
No, but you have to get to Monster Town. Or wait, or is Monster Town secret? Do you not have to get there?
Guess we're about to find out.
Is it required? I'm starting to think maybe Monster Town isn't even required and it's kind of a secret.
No, because I think you're right. You pass through it on the way to Cloud City.
Oh, and also, that wouldn't make any sense because then the whole underground thing would have to be optional as well, and it's so long. I can't imagine that being the case. Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, I think you have to fight the guy in the dojo, the tiny little dude. You have to fight him once. That's required.
What's his face?
So yeah. So I guess you do all that, you go here, you go underground, you go to Monster Town, then you go to the Land's End Part 2, whatever that's called, and you start climbing the beanstalks.
Caution, confused monsters. Caution, confused monsters.
Yeah, those confused monsters are never a problem for us.
No, that's fine. Keep them
They're
coming.
Cautioning them, I guess.
That works out for me. Oh god, he's gonna kill us with his pollen. Now you have really bad sinus issues. Oh crap, it worked on her. That's not good.
Flonase has been a godsend.
I use fluticasone, the generic version of it.
Yeah. Oh, me too.
Same
it's,
difference,
I'm starting to accept that I probably have allergies.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It's just, I get so freaking congested, man. It's just.
I
Like,
use Flonase, and I'm starting to accept that I may have allergies. Maybe I have allergies.
maybe I have allergies. I mean, I don't have any other symptoms other than the stuffy nose. But that stuffy nose, man, it's like, and that will prevent me from going to sleep because I feel like it's just like, oh, I can't breathe. Oh, I have to start thinking about my breathing, and yeah, then I get into my head. So
it's like, oh shit, I'm gonna die tonight.
But that Flonase, you give it 20 minutes, not even, opens you right up.
Oh,
it's great.
Flonase is great.
But I don't know. I feel like I never used to get stuffed up like that. I'm pretty sure I developed these allergies as soon as I turned 30.
That's possible. Mine got a lot worse when we moved to Bloomington.
Yeah.
But Bloomington's a tree city, and all that really means is that they very poorly maintain the trees. And so it's like a whole bunch of overgrowth.
They're just all trying to, yeah. It's all tree sex. It's all getting up in your nostrils.
All tree sex fucking up in your nostrils.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay, there we go. Now he's confused. Yeah. Okay, so fuck
Willy Wisp.
Willy Wisp.
I love what they had to do with the names.
What they had to do. Like, there was no choice except to make it that stupid.
I'm gonna stick Willy Wisp on you.
God damn it. Oh, alright, didn't work.
Willy Wisp is coming to get you.
What would a Willy Wisp look like? I picture it very stupid. Oh, yeah, I'm Willy Wisp.
I'm Willy, yeah.
I'm Willy Wisp. I'm here to get you. You guys want to get fucked up? Here's Willy Wisp. Man, Peach took it. Alright. We're doing good, though. We're still making decent progress.
Oh, yeah. That ship had to take a while.
That ship just got all up in my shit, though. Sweet. Please, sir, don't hurt us. We'll hurt ourselves. Let us live. Bowser's like, nope. 180. Fuck you. That is endgame damage. 204. Same here.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if these guys' defense just took a crap, but all of a sudden you were like wrecking these enemies.
I was gonna say, we've also gained like 3 levels in the last hour.
Ultra Jump. Wow.
Ultra Jump.
That's like his final tier of special moves.
It also really sucks because he hits random enemies.
Oh, Ultra Jump, yeah.
Yeah, it's not very
Super
good.
Jump's better, I feel like, for bosses
Definitely.
even.
So Super Jump is where it's at. Sleep sauce. Oh, that's gotta be disgusting.
Appetizing.
I'm covered in sleep sauce. Oh my god. Mario,
it's my favorite topping.
Yeah, right, sleep sauce. Sounds like a date rape drug.
God.
Just give her some of that sleep sauce, man. Alright, so apparently now I'm having really good luck hitting these guys. Sweet.
Yep.
You only missed the first couple of times. Then the game feels like you've earned it.
Wow, wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow. I can still hear it, even though I can't hear anything.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting that you don't have sound because Discord's being a piece of shit.
Discord sucks.
This last update was bad. Like, I'm really ready for them to release another update that hopefully fixes some of this, because we've had nothing but bad luck the last, like, 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a little bit. And it's always been, I mean, we had some Elgato issues too, but you always manage to fix those eventually.
Yeah, I've kind of become the Elgato whisperer these days.
You have to be.
Yeah, right?
It doesn't seem like it's gonna just stay fixed on its own.
No, it's so finicky. But then again, I get the feeling that our situation is relatively unique. Like, there aren't a lot of people trying to use it like we're doing it.
Snowy.
What is that? Is that just an ice spell?
I think so. I don't know if it does any status ailments. Maybe it freezes some things, but they can't attack for a while. But yeah, I remember it being, it's just a big snowman.
Oh, that's right. I remember that spell. I think the only place I ever saw it was actually on the opening, like, cinematic introduction.
Oh
to
yeah,
this game.
when he does it. That's right.
I've never used it myself.
But it might. I feel like it does do something status related wise.
But you know what, Max? I think that's something that we'll probably have to find out next episode. Or because it's Mallow, never. But hey, next time we get through Land's End and come hell or high water,
we deal with the bees.
Yeah, bees! We make it to Cloud City. Past the bees.
All right.
We'll see you next time, buddy.
All right, man. Have a good one.
You too.